Hello and welcome to The Regulars. I'm Stacey McGonigal.
I'm Jason DeRoss.
This is as tall as I'll ever be.
Oh, yeah, killing it.
We are here. It's Wednesday. What a week. I feel like I've already lived 3 weeks.
Yeah, you were mentioning this on Monday that you were already like, this is going to be a long week because you thought it was already like Wednesday. So now...
Yeah. And I know that some people were in the Discord talking about their like very, very long week feelings. Damn.
Yeah.
As Stephanie's...
So does today feel like a Friday then for you? Maybe you just got 3 Fridays. That's what happens now.
It kind of does feel like a Friday. I will be honest with you. I'm just catching myself in my camera, and I just thought, I won't wear makeup today, and it does look like I have like 2 styes or something. Like the vibe of me just with these glasses is like there's been an injury. It's sort of the vibe.
I love you say no makeup, but I like this is not Stacey McGonigal's lip.
Oh no, I put a little lip stain on, of course, for the people, for the YouTubes.
I could have and should have used something for my cool.
So Jason is sort of
I'm hot today. I don't know what this is today.
Well, let's talk about this because first of all, Brittany's saying, I wonder how many people who watch this podcast are introverts. I would think Jason is an introvert, and I'm not sure about Stacey. You would be wrong. It's actually it's the opposite. I am an extrovert introvert, so I will like Elizabeth. Hello, she hasn't been here for live in a while. I need to be alone to recharge. Where you
need to be with people all the time.
Yes.
However, to her point, if it's and you always disagree with me, but if it's a party where I don't know people, I am in the corner being shy as hell.
No, he's not.
And until like drink 3, and then it's like, okay, everybody, hi, I'm Jason. This is my naked upper half.
That's actually not true. So Jason makes friends with everybody. Like
true.
It is true. Yeah, it is very true. But it would be the opposite.
I'm more worried that people think I'm an asshole because I'm like,
no,
I don't approach people. Like I'm just very shy.
I would say that the reason you think that is because you have no concept of yourself in any capacity, and you always jump to the worst. And you think
I'm a 6'4",
yeah,
fun guy. Yeah, come on.
You just think everyone is like thinking about you, and like having thoughts about you.
Or the opposite. Nobody's thinking about me.
And that's
when
it for
they
you.
do have thoughts about me,
they're bad.
Negative thoughts.
Yeah. So that's something to talk to. And I'm going to throw out a cool word for you. A therapist. Cool.
Someone the other day that was saying, this is one of the main things of anxiety. It's like you always picture the worst case scenario. So if you think something happened, then you take it to like this nth degree of the worst case. And I was like, okay, yes, I don't think I have anxiety, but yeah. Her solution was every time you catch yourself doing that, be self-aware of it, and then just think of the best possible situation that could come out of that.
Yeah, I also think it's like important, and I'm not a therapist, but I think it's important to look at why you're feeling anxious. Like what is the root of that? So like, I feel like I have high functioning anxiety where I am screaming to survive. So I'm like putting on a show, we're having jokes, but then I get home and then I process all of the insecurities that I had. And I have to think about like, why do I feel that way? So like, if I've had some wine and I'm opening up and being nice to someone, my anxiety is like, I made a fool out of myself. But really I was just like,
I get that all the time.
I was just being myself.
Yes. I also am wondering if the term high functioning just means I'm kidding myself.
100%. Ha ha hee hee.
Yeah, I'm a high functioning alcoholic. You've shown up 3 days with your shirt like untucked.
No. Like... I know high functioning alcoholics. It's impressive, you know. Up and at work like crazy. Yeah.
But that's the bar. Like it's like I showed up for work, high energy, did my job, felt great, but then I went and dealt with my hangover after.
Totally.
That
Jane's also coming in saying Jason can be very quiet when he's not in his element, and Stacey gets chattier. But I would argue
Jen is a truth teller.
I would argue the opposite. Like I am not interested. I'm not saying to
I know
the
you
server.
don't do coke, but I think your bump of coke is feeling weird in a room, and then it's like, okay, great. I guess I'll just talk my way out of this. Anybody? Do you see that guy Jared over there? Oh, he's your brother. Oh well.
Yeah,
Fun
sucks
family.
to be you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a fear there, but I wouldn't say like I don't go to like I always joke like if I was on a date and someone was like, "Hey, what's your name?" like Craig, I'd be like, we're not going to work out. You and your best friend Craig over here, not happening. That's not how I fly. I want to be invisible, you know?
Yeah, on a first date, that's a great thing to want to be.
Invisible on a first date? Mm-hmm. Yes. No, people who are like super chatty, like.
Yeah, but you can't also be completely shut off and invisible. Like I don't remember first dates, but like it's selling yourself, isn't it? A little bit selling yourself, but also like listening to the person. It's a give and take.
I would say that I've never really been on like a stranger.
Not since linen pants.
Look what happened. I just think if I were to be on a date that someone didn't know who I was, like it was a blind date, like they had but no warning going in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, as Stephanie says, it's very much chamber.
Very much chamber.
Very much chamber. Because I think people would be like, why is this woman screaming at me? She's screaming at me. Jenny says she used to be so extroverted and chatty. I loved going to parties where I didn't know many people. Now, no thanks.
We're going to come out on the other side of this pandemic and everybody's going to have changed personalities. Like it's a reset. It's like Thanos like snapped his fingers a year ago and now we're all coming back and it's going to be like, where were you? I don't know.
Can I say something? Yeah. I know that you and your family are probably watching a lot of Marvel movies with your son.
We're not. He's not old enough.
Okay. Because we've got Ragnarok, we got Thanos. Like, I don't know what vibe you're on, but you need to pump the brakes.
Well, you know what? If we want to talk about it, this will mix two things that you hate about me. I was a fan of Thanos. I'm a big fan of Thanos, and you know why?
Who's Thanos?
Thanos is the ultimate bad guy in the current Marvel movies. Like,
who's he played by?
Josh, the guy from Goonies, the older brother from Goonies.
Josh Brolin.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
But you know why? I'm not obsessed with Marvel, although I do have to wake up every morning to my son going, this is me waking my up. He goes, what Avenger are you today? And that's how
Jason is obsessed with Marvel.
I'm not though, but I am obsessed with Thanos because he's not the bad guy here. Just so everybody knows, he's not the bad guy.
Jason loves Thanos because of overpopulation. I refuse.
His whole
Jason
solution is like he's like, I'm not the bad guy. I'm trying to save you, and you guys just don't get it. You're living in this deluxe world where you think I can have everything and I want everything and nobody causes even like the good stuff that we do.
Can I say this? For someone who's so obsessed with overpopulation, like you had a kid.
Yeah, one kid, two people down to one person. So like I'm going in the right direction.
Voodoo Lion saying I'm a vibe today, so I'm taking it. Bruh, I'm so who's Thanos. It's not even funny. Yeah, that's my whole vibe is who's Thanos. I can't even deal with that.
Voodoo Line didn't say Stacey is a vibe today. He just said Stacey is a vibe. So like on a constant, pretty much.
Oh yeah. Zoos, I can't. I just think like for someone who's so obsessed with overpopulation, you've done really nothing about it.
What are you talking about? I tried to pitch 4 sketches about it.
Yeah, and everyone rolled their eyes and said, "I'm not going to be in this one. I'm not doing it."
It turned out to be a solo piece where I just sang a song.
I don't even remember that.
The Music Man one, the one that was like, "Hey, you got." I would come out in the what's that kind of hat called? Like from
a fedora?
No, not a fedora.
Oh, I crushed that hat, by the way.
There you go. Well, she hated the sketch.
No, I didn't. It's because Jason had to do the sketch where he was wearing a top hat, and
not a top hat.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, a bowler hat. White things with the stripe around it, like the guy that parodied Music Man in The Simpsons.
Okay, I really don't even want to talk about it. It's making me upset. So let's get back to your skin. You wanted to talk about it. You're not feeling great about it.
Great.
But I think it's going great. But you, again, like overpopulation, Jason, you're doing absolutely nothing about it.
I am. This is the whole thing. I am.
Okay, so what are you doing?
I'm putting on lotion 3-4 times a day now.
Are you wearing sunscreen?
Of course, I've always worn sunscreen. Look
You
at
wear sunscreen every day?
well, if I go into the sun, yeah. I mean, like we're in a pandemic where some days I don't leave the house, so I don't put it on that day.
Is it possible that it's eczema or psoriasis?
Oh, it's rosacea, but it's also could be one of those things.
Because I have that
But I
on
don't
my
have it anywhere else
elbow.
in my body, so I don't think it's eczema.
So I have eczema and psoriasis on my elbows. And so
I don't get it anywhere else. I get it on my cheeks and my nose, and I've been told by a doctor that it's rosacea. So I think
okay, great.
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't say that to you. I meant to say like, oh, I forgot. This was like many years ago. I was like, oh yes, a doctor did say, yeah, you have rosacea.
I think
is boring for everybody.
I think skincare is a huge thing that people struggle with constantly because you go on TikTok or whatever.
Oh yes, I've seen a bunch.
And then
It's hitting me up now. I don't know why it's fallen into my.
And then it's a million pieces of advice and people think they have to spend $1 trillion for skincare. And I just happen to
Yes.
think that that's absolute bullshit. And you don't have to do that. You just have to find the right natural products that work for you. I mean, in some cases you need medication or you need that, but you know.
Yeah, and Stephanie even said medicated face wash. See, that's what I did for a while, and then Stacey was like, "Don't get the medicated stuff."
I never said that.
You're like, "What are you using that steroid stuff or whatever?" But
No. Well, Claire's saying someone on TikTok said, stop finding excuses to not wear SPF and just put it on and it changed my world. You just got to wear sunscreen. No,
I wear sunscreen.
I was saying that you weren't putting lotion on your face. You don't have a regimented skincare routine that you do in the morning and at night. No. And because you don't have that regimented skincare routine, you're not going to see consistent results. Bingo. So that's what I was saying. If the medicated face wash is working, my concern is that you would see it start to work and you would stop using it, much like the Fitbit, much like Chloe Ting, much like the commitment to a better life.
Killing Chloe Ting.
Can I tell you what I got in the mail? A new Fitbit.
Yeah. You did do a Fitbit?
I did a Fitbit.
See, you talk about secrets. This is a secret right here.
I was just going to reveal it today. So it was on sale. And I had to get it. And let me tell you, I took it to a gathering, a COVID-safe small bubble.
Okay.
And listen, I was nervous to show it.
I know why, because this is the whole thing. Like, maybe we make fun of the things that we actually want in life a little bit, because we have a sketch where I think that you thought it was the biggest cut in the world when you were like, check your Fitbit. You're like, check your Fitbit in our come to bed sketch. But it's like in the real world, Stacey's like, I could use this Fitbit.
No, I was joking about your Fitbit because we both agreed we were the biggest we'd ever been. Your hair looked nuts, and you're walking around in this like zebra-esque shirt and this broken Fitbit that wouldn't work, and you kept tapping your Fitbit, wanting it to work.
You have to tap it to turn it on.
Not
It's
mine.
working too well.
Not mine.
I had I get the cheapest one. It's gone. It's garbage now. I did jump on is Strava. So we can talk about that after too. If you want.
Strava. We can talk about Strava. That's an option on my Peloton to share. But I have the Inspire 2, the Fitbit Inspire 2, and I bought a little tiny leather strap for it.
Oh, nice. Do you know how people know this isn't sponsored content? Is because I just kept talking and like didn't even jump in, which I should have. Really listened to Stacey and talked about her new Fitbit, which is exciting.
What people thought it was like a ad in the chat?
No, but I mean people might be like, oh, they must be sponsored by Fitbit because they keep talking about Fitbit. But it's like,
first of all,
Fitbit. I was like, yeah, I know we're not sponsored by anybody, but
well, first of all, we're open to a Fitbit sponsorship. I mean, we would be,
yeah.
We would be the crew. Yeah, exactly. We're still talking about skincare in the chat. I would like to go back a little bit. People are going to the Witch Hazel toner, ACV toner. I sort of like, I do a toner like a few times a week, but I had to like pump the brakes just to work on my redness in my cheeks.
Yeah, no alcohol based stuff, man.
Yes, I have the aloe vera rose water toner with no alcohol because it's just so drying. I also, I'm telling people once, twice, thrice, you put on your moisturizer. So I do a CeraVe wash. I do a hyaluronic acid serum. I do my apricot oil. We'll eat a skin food. And then on top of that, when I go to bed, Vaseline on all the dry areas of my skin.
You take care of yourself.
I do Vaseline right in my cheek area here, right near my, just kind of near my crow's feet or whatever they call them, my smile lines. And I wake up and you're so plump and hydrated.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You should try that with the redness and the irritation on your skin. Is like when you put your lotion on, then put Vaseline over just those dry areas and go to bed.
See what happens.
You'll look amazing. You'll look so hydrated.
My bedtime regime is put on my headphones, turn on a podcast, go to bed.
Right. Well, it's called slugging, what I do. And Claire says, ooh, slugging. That's great. Claire, I'm telling you, try it, people.
Sick.
Try it.
By the way, Cirillo's right as well. Just show us the damn Fitbit already.
It's charging right now. And I will say the only issue that I'm having with it is that I usually wear watches and Fitbits and stuff on my
Wrist.
on my dominant wrist. Instead, people usually wear it on their non-dominant, but I wear it on my dominant wrist. And when I went to sleep, I woke up and I was like, well, what's my sleep report? And it was 2 hours of sleep. And I was like, well, this is busted. This is not good.
Or maybe you sleepwalk.
Yeah,
Wow,
imagine.
1,500 steps.
Yeah, totally.
2 hours of sleep.
Megan says that she can't do Vaseline. My skin cannot do Vaseline. I break out like a teenage boy. Interesting. I'm wondering why. It might
Maybe
be
because it traps things in too. So maybe it's an oil buildup or something.
Yeah, maybe it's your other creams or whatever, and it's really holding it in.
Or your body. Your body. Some people's bodies won't take to it because that clogs your pores. Vaseline blocks it up. So if you have clogged pores, then that can also make you break out.
I will also say
I'm not a doctor.
I can also say that this works for me, and so I totally see that. But I have found a skin regimen that's gentle with my skin, which is combination because it's dry and oily.
Yeah, Stephanie's there to help you out too. You can change the settings from non-dominant in your profile.
No, I know. I did change it, but I'm saying because I wear it on my dominant hand, I think it moves around a lot, and it just didn't clock the sleeping, or I just didn't have it tight enough on my wrist. But you know what? I really don't need a sleep report. I don't.
No. It's I was asleep.
I just want to know the cals, the steps and the cals. So I'm enjoying the Fitbit, but we shall see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So I have some huge pop culture news to break down today.
I think. Okay, great.
What do you think?
Did you break this on your stories yesterday? Is this the same?
I broke it on my stories. I went on TikTok, broke it on there. It went pretty good. Not Jenny Cirillo good, who's getting millions of views. Okay, let's not forget that.
It went okay good.
It went okay good. 24K.
That's big. That's 24,000 people. If you picture that in real life, it's you were in the Sky Dome with the microphone.
And I was like, Jen Shaw's getting arrested federally. And everyone was like,
the building did the wave. They were like, yeah. Although there was a couple people sitting there that were like, I'm not doing the wave for this. I'm just going to sit here.
Yeah. So, huge news is that Jen Shaw from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is being charged at the federal level for essentially a telemarketing scheme. So she was selling lead lists of people, mostly elderly, that were being scammed out of money, tons of money.
It seemed like, because I don't know the gist of this, but it seemed like from your stories, it might have been a reunion show where she just talked about this proudly and basically explained what she was doing like it was a good thing.
No, so what happened is that this came out that she was being charged for scamming and money laundering and fraud, which is huge. That's, you go to jail for
Obviously,
that stuff.
yeah.
When the government's you're messing with our money.
Yeah.
I mean, Martha Stewart went to jail.
Yeah.
Teresa Giudice from Jersey went to jail, and her husband. But anyway, so I remembered, this is when I became a journalist yesterday. I remember watching the reunion and Andy Cohen asking Jen Shaw, well, how do you make money? Why are you so rich? And her answer, I will tell you, some people on TikTok, they were kind, they weren't mean, but some of them were like, oh, what she's explaining is just a marketing funnel. But to me, it just seemed like she was kind of grasping at how to describe what she does. And then one of the castmates, Heather, who we love, I love Heather on
She's
Salt Lake.
Basically went, I don't know.
Yeah, when she was like, I think I'm kind of a smart person, but I had no idea. But there I was at the owner's table at One Oak, and I was like, I love whatever you do, which doesn't, that doesn't age well. But anyways, it's huge. So then here's what's crazy is she got arrested on camera. Because they're shooting season 2 right now. So apparently she got tipped off that the cops were coming for her. And so she, during filming, was like, I have to go home. There's an emergency at home. And the cameras followed, and there were the feds, and they took her to jail.
I'm always so curious of the inner workings of these things. Like, how much did the producers know? Because I know that they follow them all the time anyways, but it's like...
No, I don't think anyone knew, because I think if someone knows they're going to be arrested, like, they don't want the cameras. And they were about to go on a trip.
I know, but then why did the cameras follow her home?
Because there was an emergency.
Did they do it secretly?
No, she goes, there's an emergency with her husband. So she's like, oh, there's an emergency at home. I got to go.
So then that doesn't get her away from the cameras anyways. That's like...
Exactly. But the cameras are going to follow. But she had to rush home instead of being like, I'm going to be arrested. Oh, I didn't tell you guys I've been dipping a toe in fraud.
I get that, but like, it doesn't solve her problem if she's like, cameras, come with me and we're going to my house. If she was trying to use an excuse to be like, I gotta go and get out of here. I guess what I'm asking is, did the cameras follow her secretly, or was it just like the regular, no, we'll come with you. Like, that's what we do. We follow you around.
I don't quite know, because it's I'm a new journalist, but apparently it's a developing story.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm also trying to get a photo here of our next story, but I think it's pretty crazy. I mean, federally, like, that's no joke.
Yeah. No, that's big time.
That's big time.
But it's still like, yes, Martha Stewart went to jail, but like, I don't know. Like, when you go for jail for stuff like that, it seemed like she was in there in and out in pretty much a flash. And I'm like, how?
No, but it wasn't a flash. It was a flash to you, but I think she was in there for like, how long was she in there? Like a year?
Yeah. Okay. But like, there's people in there for marijuana charges that are there for like 10 years.
No, listen, it's highly problematic. I'm not saying like, wow, Martha really she was doing insider trading. Like, it's not like, it's not like, oh, wow, they really threw the book at her.
Yeah.
Like, Felicity Huffman, like, basically did fraud and got 2 weeks in jail. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, she spent spring break in jail. That was it.
Did you see the photos of her too? It just looked like a woman like gardening.
That's what I mean. Like, how tough are they really getting? What's the deterrent here, really?
No, totally. I'm getting it. Anyways, I think it's a really crazy story. It's developing. I will tell you, one of the best comments I got on TikTok was a woman going, oh, I made it to Bravo TikTok, thinking I was like a Bravo journalist, and I was there for it every step of the way.
Yeah.
Every step.
What's the next story that you're pulling up?
Okay, so this next story is like, this is so up our alley. Like, you're going to die. So Rachel Bilson from the OC, she was on Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard. Okay. And she was talking about how she was in high school, like, best friends with Rami Malek.
Great. I mean,
Freddie Mercury, What's with Those Teeth? Not Freddie Mercury, but Rami Malek's performance. Pretty wild. Anyways, so she said when he was like getting Oscar buzz and stuff about the movie, she found this old photo of them when they were like 16 and on a trip to New York.
Good. Okay.
So she found this photo of like when they were 16.
Don't share it. Leave it alone. Like, I don't know this story, but.
Okay, well, we're gonna fight. So
I'm not saying you don't show it. I'm saying she.
Can I finish?
No, I'm fucking hot. I'm mad.
Yeah, I can tell you're something. Something's.
I'm on a vibe today.
Yeah. The rosacea vibe is long and strong. So she found this photo and she would just post it on Instagram to be like, look how far we've come. Like, congratulations. And I'm going to show you the photo. Okay. And then Rami Malek freaked out.
Yeah.
And demanded she take it down.
Definitely.
Because why?
Because when you're in that position, you want to control the narrative. You want to be able to share what you want to share.
Can I show you the photo?
Yeah.
2 teens smiling in New York. That's all she shared. to like that's all she shared.
Who's that in the background there? Who's that lady?
That's me.
That's Marjorie right there.
Yeah. So this is all she shared. And this freaking guy loses his mind. So she takes it down. She takes it down but he didn't reach out. His stylist reached out.
Yeah, of course.
And
maybe it wasn't Rami Malek at all. Maybe the stylist.
Nope, it was.
Okay.
Because Rachel Bilson then sent him a message and was like, I'm so like, go get that Oscar. Like, I'm sorry, the photo's down. And then he was just like, I'm private. I don't want that stuff out there.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous. I personally think that that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I get it though. Like,
I think he said he didn't like how he looked. It's like, you're 16.
Yeah, but look at he looks very different now. That looks like
Great.
That guy
You
looks
should.
like the guy that would go to my high school and just open his trunk and blare dance tunes. You know what I mean?
There's something weird about someone here. I want to get the quote because this is ridiculous. I just think it's really strange to lose. Like, who gets upset?
I still understand it. And I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I'm just saying he's got Oscar buzz. You're probably hypersensitive to everything that's going on.
The caption was, "Hey Rami Malek. First of all, if you're so public or if you're so private, why do you have an Instagram? I mean, I guess you can share whatever you want to share, but do you know what I mean? Anyways, I hold that. Where'd you get that gold chain?" She captioned the post at the time, poking fun of the star and the chain that he was wearing, whatever. And then she also added the hashtags Oscar worthy, don't forget the little people, whatever. And then she says, Rami was a good friend of mine. We were in the same crew. We did the Crucible together. And then she goes, so obviously he gets super famous and he's always been extremely talented, a really amazing actor, even in high school. She goes, I posted a throwback of us from our senior trip to New York. We're super nerdy in it. It's just the dorkiest picture of us, but I throw it up because it's funny. And I think it's so important to be able to make fun of yourself. Totally. And also it's a harmless photo.
Yes, but she feels all that. Maybe he doesn't feel that.
I don't usually check my DMs on my Instagram, and maybe a week goes by and I actually look and I have a message from Rami. And he goes, but it wasn't like, hey, how are you? It was straight to, I would really appreciate it if you take that down. I'm a really private person. And it caught her off guard. And she was like, oh shit. Okay, she goes, I get really hot and start sweating. She's like, I'm all nervous. I'm like, oh God, what did I do? He was a good friend. It was a funny picture. I didn't take myself that seriously. And she goes, I'm friends with his stylist. And she was like, well, it's not a great picture of him. And then the OC creator was like, you did him dirty. He's about to be nominated. I'm like, and then she goes, I was like, I guess I should have found something more flattering, but I removed it. And I even wrote to him a really nice message. I'm so sorry. Go get the Oscar. You're doing amazing. And I never heard back from him. And I'm super bummed because he was always so nice and we were good friends.
I'm only playing devil's advocate to play devil's advocate. Because of course, in the real life, this is nothing. It's like, okay, cool, dude. I get it. You're being way too sensitive about this, whatever. But there is all these pressures that I think are put on top of it. The thing we don't know, because I think this is a pet peeve of both you and I, because we've talked about it before. But when somebody passes away, and then you're like,
yes,
and then you're like, David Bowie and me had such a connection, and you're like, you went to his concert once, and you only went there because you were there to see the opening band, and your stuff was. So similarly, we don't know what their actual relationship was.
It's true.
Maybe there is something where Rami's like, okay.
Yeah.
This is not about me.
They weren't close. It's about you proving you knew me. For sure. I can get that. But
even more to the fact, maybe they had a fault. I had people in my past, sure, that I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be mad about it or whatever, but there's people you didn't get along with in your life. And then it's like, that's just a needle on the haystack of or whatever, the straw that broke the camel's back. It's like, okay, we weren't friends. So bye-bye. And I'm putting all this out there. Probably none of this is true, and probably he just overreacted. You're 100% right, but there is things that we don't know.
There's so many things we don't know. I'm just saying, of course, and a lot of people in the chat are saying, she should have asked before posting. Sure. To me, and listen, you can have any boundaries.
No, it's no big deal.
It's no big deal. But listen, you can have boundaries. You cannot want that information out there. I would argue this is super tame. This is just
that doesn't look like a Rami. That looks like a fucking that's
Jason.
That's Gino. That's just yo, what's up? Let's that's a Jersey Shore boy, right?
Well, who cares? We were all 16.
I'm not again you know, you, if I say that about this, like I'm only stalling right now because look at
You're trying to find a picture? Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'll do you one better. Like,
but now winning an
sure.
Oscar.
But also at home, also this. So- and also sometimes this.
Yeah. And you know why those kids are happy and cheering? Calzone fever.
Calzone fever. And today's episode is brought to you by Calzone fever. Catch the fever. I just think here's the only thing to comment on. He is allowed to have the boundary. He's allowed to say, hey, take it down.
Sure,
I just think it is wild to think this even if
Right,
if Rachel Bilson was being thirsty and was like, hey, like, congratulations on your Oscar.
Sure.
And
But
posted
that's
this.
scandalous in any way. Is
That this is scandalous in any way for someone to say you've done him dirty. He doesn't look great in it. And also for him to not even
But
say hi,
again,
hello.
Let's look at through that person's eyes. That person's a stylist. So like their vocabulary and their filters
Yeah, of
are
course.
coming from like the
But him not even going, hey, if he was just like, hey, totally, like, hey, thanks for posting and thanks for the warm welcome, like, but hey, I'm just a little private, could you take it down? Instead of just like, you need to take that down now. You take
Yeah.
this down now.
TMZ jumps on it. Look what we found today. Rami Malek.
Rami Malek.
Looked like an average teenager.
Yeah.
What do we say, guys? What do we say?
She's done him dirty. Rachel Bilson has done Rami Malek dirty by going to New York as teens and doing the Crucible. It's like, you can be private for sure. But just,
What do you guys think? You guys think when she was 16, she gave him that necklace, took the picture, and then took the necklace back? She knew what she was doing, right?
does Rami Malek still deserve the Oscar after posing as a teen in New York City?
You guys say that's a t-shirt underneath or almost a mock turtleneck? How close are we here? How close are we?
Wow, Rami Malek looks different than when he was 16. Thoughts? Does he still deserve a career? I just think it's also like, yeah, and again, like if there was an embarrassing photo of me or I felt that someone was just like,
If there's an embarrassing photo of you,
find a good one. Find a good one. Yeah, but anyways, I mean,
nice is find a good one.
ooh, look at that. Different now. But
Find a good one.
guess which one's my period? All three in a way. But yeah, so I think it's just interesting, and I'm wondering what his side of it is. I'm wondering if it is just simply
He's a private person. We're never going to find out what his side of it is.
and I'm okay with that. Rami Malek is not someone that I'm like, hey, what's he doing? What's going on with him?
But he is a private person, I think, because I don't, I'm not like I don't go to people or TMZ all the time, and I don't follow celebrities' lives, but I don't remember hearing any, even when he was going through like the Oscar buzz, you don't really hear about Rami Malek too often other than his work. You don't hear about, he doesn't get caught up in the TMZ stuff really.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think if I were to like really, if you really want to make a go, like, I think someone like Emma Stone who just had a baby, but it was like all secretive
She did?
and like, yeah, and so like,
Congrats.
but she's like, she got secretly married, and by secretly I just mean not publicizing
publicly,
it,
yeah.
and then didn't publicly confirm her pregnancy, even though she was very clearly pregnant. Like, I feel like that's the way to maintain an actor career, because it's like your life is a mystery. Like, she has no social media. Like, I think that is the way to go.
Like with Tom Cruise, we know about the big things, the Scientology and the weird things like that.
Yeah,
But,
dare I
like,
say the only important things.
But the day-to-day, like I can't even picture what day-to-day Tom Cruise lives like. No idea.
Spooky, scary werewolf bar mitzvah. Boys becoming men, men becoming wolves. That is Tom Cruise's life. I can guarantee.
These pumpkins, yeah.
I started rewatching 30 Rock. I mean. Tracy Jordan, that character is I'm crying laughing just thinking about it. Like, it is so funny. But you know what's crazy about it? Rewatching it?
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, what?
Is okay. what's crazy about it is I remember watching it as like a younger comedian.
Okay, we get it. Yeah, you're crazy young. Yep.
Yeah. And I had to ask my dad for permission to watch it.
No, what's crazy is like,
And he was like, "You're 36. Just turn it on."
yeah, put your kids to bed and watch it. You're allowed. What's crazy is the jokes about Liz Lemon's body is pretty wild because I always related to those jokes because I felt seen, like my body was being seen. However, rewatching it, Tina Fey is so small and little. It is wild.
Yeah.
Like her.
Also, like this is rumored. So again, we only deal with allegedly things on this podcast. Allegedly.
Unless it's facts. Remy Malik.
As Danielle said, is that Remy Malik or Dwayne The Rock Johnson? Stole his outfit. He's panned down. There's a fanny pack.
Okay, first of all, just to quickly touch base, I would want to date him as a teen. That's
Really? Okay.
That's a cute boy. Okay, anyways, what were you going to say?
It was just about that rumor, and I don't know if it's rumor or not, but like I think she was asked a year prior if she wanted to be moved from the writer's room to be a cast member of SNL, and she was like, "No, let me take a year to get where I feel comfortable in my body." Like I want to.
She did, yeah.
Which is crazy, right? Like it's like. Wow.
Well, she talks about it openly, right? And it's
I didn't
like,
know.
oh, she talks about the story in
Bossy
Bossy Pants. She talks about like eating dinner at a restaurant and then rushing to, I believe it was Krispy Kreme, to get the last like fresh batch of like donuts and like eating till, yeah, like so Jan goes, so much of 30 Rock is deeply problematic.
Yes,
I won't even
100%.
say now, but so many jokes per minute. I mean, it is like crazy inappropriate. Like I'm watching
There's a lot
it.
of stuff, yeah.
There's
I rewatched The Office. The Office also extremely problematic.
it is
Many scenes.
It is wild.
Yeah.
It is wild.
Oh, so I saw this thing on TikTok the other day, and like it reminded me of like that. I'll just tell you what it is. So in a kids cartoon in 2001, they used a Kid Rock song where the cartoons are singing this. They play the whole song, and the song is like terrible. But one of the lyrics is, ladies, I love them underage. Some people would say it's statutory. I say it's mandatory. And this is in a child's cartoon in 2001.
Ew.
And I found the clip, and you can see it. Osmosis Jones. Watch Osmosis Jones, and you'll see them singing that song.
It is wild.
I thought that was the craziest thing that I've ever seen for like inappropriate in the 2000s.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. When you watch it back now, you're like, how? You know?
Oh, they're pulling some Spongebob stuff.
Yeah,
Crazy.
from streaming services. Yeah. Pretty wild.
Probably
I mean,
probably for good reason. I just don't remember SpongeBob. I don't know. I didn't watch it too much. But.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, like the 30 Rock of it all. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, and I will say but I will say also the show is incredibly impressive in that it's like the jokes per minute. Like there are so many jokes.
They said that originally about the Simpsons writing room back in the 90s. They're like the geniuses that would just be like jokes per minute on a page. And then I think 30 Rock even one upped it. It was like, we'll do even more check marks on the page of like great jokes.
It's wild.
Yeah.
The first episode of 30 Rock, because I just started from the beginning, Alec Baldwin guesses Liz Lemon's weight.
Perfect. Good way to start.
And
it's crazy because I believe, isn't Tina Fey like she's the showrunner on that, is she not?
Yeah.
So it was like she was.
Alec Baldwin didn't just riff.
No, but I mean, it wasn't like a room full of dudes being like, here's a funny joke. Like it was like Tina Fey being like, this is a funny joke because there's very real bullshit that goes on. And it's like it came from a point of view.
But I also think like there is. I think. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about that style of comedy and that creation and like that time of creation, where it was like, the old boys club, and it's just like to succeed in that. And like, you know, I'm such a you know, I feel like I subscribed to that for a really long time.
Yeah.
You know, like it was self-deprecation to the point of like, maybe we need to establish a boundary. Like
it's crazy that it wasn't that long, and we're really like, because I was even with a friend of mine this week who has a child about Charlie's age, and he's like, I was going through and showing him like all my favorite cartoons growing up, and he's like, I had to turn it off because
I can't even remember what cartoons I watched.
He's like, it's problematic as hell. Like, there's so many different things. You're like,
Totally.
oh my god, this is what we watched as kids. Like crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty. You know, it's pretty wild. But anyways, yeah. What a time. Oh, this Haley says this is allegedly, very allegedly in the driver's ed episode. Is this of SpongeBob?
This is either SpongeBob or I've seen, I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Let me know because I'm not sure. I never got. People are talking about Ren and Stimpy in the chat, but I never.
Maybe that was 30 Rock.
Maybe.
I'm not following the chat fully, so I don't know.
Yeah. Jameson said, it's such a fun experiment to go back and watch all the sitcom pilots. So much cringe and shudder. For sure. It's pretty crazy.
SpongeBob. Yeah, that was on SpongeBob.
I was never into that.
I saw a few episodes in the first season.
But even like Arrested Development too. I mean, it's
and you were like, and when, at the time we were like, oh my god, this is such a smart sitcom because of the way they did, like their connections were great and like the characters were so strong, and you're like, the jokes are so easy, and then you're like, you went back, you're like, yeah, but there's stuff that they shouldn't have been writing.
I mean, yeah, for sure. And you're just like, oh my gosh, oh my god. And speaking of, Jessica Walter passed.
Yeah.
And that was such a sad passing. She was so incredibly talented. I loved her so much. She was unbelievable in Arrested Development.
In all fairness, I only know her from Arrested Development, but obviously killed Arrested Development.
She was also like a voice on Archer.
Oh, right. Yes.
I mean, she has like, you know,
an extensive resume.
An extensive resume.
An idiot for not knowing, yeah.
But I loved her in Arrested Development so much, and her relationship with Tony Hale's like with Buster. Like, I mean, I can't. My favorite episode is when she finds out that Buster has called her withholding, and when he starts hanging out with Job and Michael, and then when Buster's like. When they're like, Mom's like such a like annoying. Yeah, she's the worst. Yeah, Mom's terrible. Maybe we should call her. He's obsessed with his mom. And then Jessica Walter comes in and she's like, hey, Buster, do you want this candy bar? And he goes, oh, okay. She goes, oh, no, wait. Look at me being withholding. Like, I just thought it was still the funniest joke ever. She's like, go wait in the car. So funny.
Yeah. And Tony Hale also great. Yeah. Moved over to
Tony
Veep and played a similar character, but still played that meek sort of very fun.
You know when you see a show and you're like, man, like what I would give to have been on Veep. You know, like
of course.
It's so fast paced. It's so incredible. Like Julia Louis-Dreyfus is like unstoppable.
Yeah.
Selena Myers
I
is
heard
such
a bit about like what goes on in the shooting there too, and they kind of let you riff a little bit too. So I'm sure
a little bit.
A lot is what I mean. Like I only know from one person, but it was like they allow you to kind of like improv some beats and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh wow, that would have been obviously the funnest.
I think they improvise a lot, and it's
Probably.
like really daunting hours.
Yeah, I imagine so.
I mean, that's what she says.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That would be the dream job though, in a weird way.
Probably really, yeah. Anyways, what's such a great, but Tony Hale on that, oh my God, so good.
Yeah.
My lover, Tony Hale.
Do you have more stories of pop culture?
Why,
stuff?
do you have something
No,
that you wanted to say?
I've got dumb stories as always, but that's my life.
This is like quite the pop culture episode, which I'm absolutely happy to share. I have another one here. Let me find it.
Well, you find it. This is one thing I did want to do today, because I haven't been sleeping. I'm like literally running on
Really?
zero sleep in like 3 days.
Why aren't you sleeping?
I have no idea. I'll lie in bed and try my best to fall asleep, and it's not happening. I have an eye twitch now. I was wondering if you could see that at any point. My eye's just going like crazy.
You need a banana.
Oh, okay, I'll go have one. But watching TikTok in the middle of the night, sleep deprecated. Is that a word? Deprivated.
No, yeah.
Sleep deprivated. I couldn't stop laughing at 2 TikToks in particular. So
Did you download them?
Yeah, I want to play them for you
Okay,
and see
here
if
we
these
go.
are actually funny or not.
Okay. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? It's Dax here, and today I'm doing part 1 of ranking everybody on Earth based on how likely I am to accept them as a father figure or want them as a father in my life. So coming in at dead last is my stepdad, Greg.
I mean...
Again, I think no sleep and hearing like all these ranking sort of things and then getting him so seriously being like, I'm ranking something everybody in the world. I was like, that's the funniest thing in the world.
There's nothing sadder than thinking a TikTok is so funny and then you show people and they're like, yeah. It's like when I showed that really scary one and I was like, this is hilarious. And everyone's like, I'm disturbed. And I was like, really? You are? What's the next one?
The next one I was saving for Friday just because I was like, this is our Friday vibe. This one wasn't as funny, but you'll
Okay,
see.
let's see.
Thursday? Yeah, thank God it's Thursday. Thursday. Fuck yeah, Thursday, baby. The fucking weekend's almost here. Yeah, fucking Thursday, baby. Let's fucking party. Thursday. Yeah. Fucking Thursday. Don't get fucked over on this weekend, baby. Yeah, Thursday night. It's just the beginning, baby. Fuck, man. Fuck. Fucking Thursday, baby. Yeah. Let's rock it Thursday night, baby. Let's rock it Thursday. Fucking Thursday. Yeah.
He starts every weekend as a 4-day holiday, and I'm in love.
It went on far too long and fucking Thursday, baby. Just with a White Claw too.
Yeah, tangerine White Claw.
He's great. I catch him a lot on my TikTok and I am here for it.
I've never seen him before. You sent me one yesterday, and I was like, I've seen this one. This is crazy. That kid that just does like a robot style dance or whatever.
Have you seen that one kid who is reviewing stuff and he's such a little shit about it? And he's like, it looks like we're making cloud bread. Feels really season 1 of the quarantine, you guys.
Oh, great. An 8-year-old was funnier than I am. This is my life.
Yeah. Jameson says he also can't sleep. So maybe he should get on the talks. And
Yeah, you'll find them funnier.
you got to start making TikToks is what you got to start
I
doing.
know. You said that on Wednesday, or today's Wednesday. Oh my God. You said that on
No.
Monday. And I actually thought about it, but I'm like, I want to come from like one angle. So I got to figure that out.
You're overthinking it.
I'm overthinking it already.
You're absolutely overthinking it.
Yeah.
Jan is did you just pull that up or did I by accident?
I did not pull that up.
Jan says, I'm Jameson Kramer, baby. Audition. Fuck yeah, baby. Fuck. Hudson and Rex, baby. Yeah. Can I tell you about an audition that I did recently? And I think that I've hit absolute rock bottom.
In your auditions?
Okay. Without saying much about it.
Okay.
So I had to play like a neighbor who's like, hey neighbor kind of thing.
Sure.
And I'm supposed to be, checking in. And I had to do a self-tape, which is when you like film yourself and
Yeah, you
send it in. So I was like, I'm just going to act this out. Like it's the commercial.
So you filmed it like outside and did the whole thing?
I filmed myself in a robe, no
awesome.
makeup, crazy hair. Like I just woken up and like just put my camera inside and I went outside and I went, I've lost my damn mind.
No, not at all. And because I'll tell you this, I know that not everybody listening to this is like, oh, great, I auditioned and I need any sort of like...
Don't take it from us. I can't even afford a fee.
Can't book anything. But from people that I know have booked like major roles, a lot of them have told me that that's how they auditioned. They literally set it up so they're like, I'm just gonna do this scene. Like I'm not doing it in front of like right now. You'll see if you audition, you'll see like great that light blue, like gray background, and like your lighting's perfect.
Yeah.
And they just do that. The people that I know that have made it like booked again large roles have set like their kitchen up and been like, well, I'm in the kitchen and I'm just gonna pretend like I do it. I'm like, well,
I do have a video that I've kept on my computer of one audition that I had to do where I was rock climbing, and they made you rock climb the wall, and
didn't you book that though?
I booked it, but I have it on maybe on a Patreon. We'll do that as like a fake commercial.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we have to do it behind the drapes.
I was like, I can't ever get rid of this self-tape because this is absolute insanity. And but I think that's how I booked my pilot back in the day.
You're one of the examples that I know.
Because I pretended I had been, as you know, I had been auditioning.
Yeah.
And then we all went home because I didn't get it. And then they asked me to audition again, but with a different scene where I had to play the ukulele.
Yes, and didn't you like even cut it together with like going from one to the next or something?
Yeah,
like
so I
that?
made the flashback of me and I put Vic on my lap and I filmed myself playing the ukulele. But when they flew me out to LA to audition again, they were like, "We've got your ukulele." And I was like, "Eh?" And they're like, we got you a ukulele. We've tuned it and everything. Can you check it to see if it's tuned okay?
Grab it and just start shaking it.
First of all,
This sounds good to me.
I had stolen a ukulele allegedly from Second City. It was with plastic strings. This one was like human hair strings.
It was Jan's.
No, it wasn't Jan's.
Okay.
But I'll never forget standing in front of like LA executives
Pretending you can play the ukulele.
pretending. Do you know, after that audition, I slept for 2 days. The energy that I needed to harness.
I wouldn't have slept for 2 days.
Well, I think that's what you need to do. You need to have fake ukulele energy, and that it's just going to knock you right out. It was I think I took like the biggest nervous shit afterwards. Like I was just like, like the bathroom was rattling with the fear.
I wish you'd swearing in the bathroom.
Do you know those moments where you're like, I just have to lie? Yeah. I just have to lie. I have to lie.
Did they fly me out here because your mind goes to dumb places?
Yes.
Did they fly me out here because they know they think I can play the ukulele? Like, is that the only reason why they called me? Of course, that has nothing to do with it. But it's like,
no, Jan, it wasn't your red one. I can't believe they didn't let you keep it. I would have just taken it.
what are they gonna do? Chase you out for the ukulele?
I bought a ukulele and I think it's still, the place is crushed down. So I guess it got crushed with it. But it's just like when you're like, I have to lie right now. I have to pretend that this is what I do. And here's the thing that's crazy. When I booked the gig, did I go and learn ukulele knowing I'd have to do that scene? Absolutely not. Did I show up on set in full body prosthetics in a flashback and had to play the ukulele, to which they said, we'll just dub this in with real music? Of course they did.
Do you know why that pilot did not get picked up?
Because of that scene.
Because you couldn't play the ukulele.
Yeah.
100%. It's what changed LA actually. Now when you actually have to like know how to play the ukulele no matter what audition you go to, and you have to prove it.
Totally. They just call it the Deschanel. Can you do the Deschanel? It's like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, this is everybody's life story. Just so you know, I have to pretend what I have to. I have to pretend what I have to do. My life story.
Yeah, I mean, I pretend every day.
Everybody, just know this: when you walk into a room, everybody's pretending. Everybody's pretending
actually
they know
is
what
true.
they're doing.
Do you ever have a conversation with someone you don't know? And I usually have a massive panic while I'm talking to somebody I don't know. So when someone goes, oh, my name's Lisa, I'm not remembering it because I'm screaming. And as I'm talking to them, I have to remind myself during that conversation, I'm like, that's okay. You're okay.
Yeah.
They're having a conversation with you. This is fine.
Yeah.
This is okay.
And Lisa, Stephanie, whatever her name is, has only been on this earth for 32 years. So how much does she know? Probably
Not that much. Not that much.
Probably not that much.
Yeah, I can't. You just got to fake it till you make it. You got to just grab that ukulele and go, thank you for tuning it. And you know what I did? This is the audacity of me in the full lie. This is full panic. This is my ukulele. I go, yeah, it sounds okay. Like, that's what I did. Like, I was like, and I kind of gave a face like, okay, it'll be fine. It'll be fine for what it is. It'll be fine. The audacity of that energy.
I'll tell you this: if you would have just been like, "Guys, I don't know how to play the thing," you would have pulled it off with charm, and that's would have got you the role anyways. I do know, like, some of the biggest. When I say biggest roles, I'm talking about commercials. So like nothing, but like that Pepsi campaign, I went in and I did the wrong commercial, and they go, "Could you maybe?" And this was 4 other people in the room, not just 4 other people on the other side of the table. It was a group scene, so like they're all doing one thing, and I'm over here going, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, playing Pong, and they're like, that's the wrong scene, and I was like, oh, okay, and then booked it.
Of course you did. I mean, you are truly one of the most likable, funny people, so I don't
in those auditions
disagree.
They want to know that you can do the job, but like you also have to work with those people, so it's just like,
I do remember, I think I've already said this on the podcast, but I remember booking a commercial because it was one of those where it takes fucking 2 hours to get there, and you get in and they go, just tell us something about yourself, and it's like, why didn't you just fucking call me?
I read books. I swear I read books. I'm reading a book right now. It's a really interesting book. It's so smart.
So I remember saying, like, I remember my big thing for a while when I was doing auditions, especially commercials, was like, they'd be like, tell us something about yourself. And I remember once going, hi, my name's Stacey McGonigal, and I actually eat McDonald's. Because it was for McDonald's. And then one time they asked me, like, what are you going to do? What are you doing after this audition? I was like, I'm immediately going to Dairy Queen and I'm going to destroy a Blizzard. Just dead to the camera. I remember having to, but I will say there's nothing more embarrassing than seeing a friend in the audition room. Seeing someone in an audition room. Yeah. I had to audition with Jameson once for like, I think it was a serious commercial too, which why was I there?
Jameson probably booked it, but Stacey was not on set.
I actually think Jameson did book it.
Probably.
Can you imagine the thinking I could do a serious PSA? Mm-hmm. Like, oh no, I have to go to the hospital. Never. Never. No. Do you remember, Jason, when I was in the audition room and you got so mad at me?
Yeah. Why didn't the fuck you tell me you were going to be here? Why?
Okay, that's literally what he said to me. I was asked to be a reader. I think we've also said this, but I had to like read the other person's lines, and I just got booked for the day to go do that.
So that person's in the room the whole time. So when you're in the waiting room with everybody else, you don't know who the reader is.
Yeah, you don't know who the reader is.
So you're in front of everybody that's important, and you walk in and go, oh, you'll be reading with me.
Yeah. So Jason comes in and he's got his little scripty poo. So he's got like his little thing, and he comes in and he looks up and he goes, what the fuck? What are you doing? What do you mean? Why are you here? And I was like, Jason. I was looking at you like, and then you're like, well, I'm not booking this. There's no way I'm getting it. And I was like, Jason.
I don't remember even what that commercial was for. If I did, like.
That was a wild one because so many pals came in with actors. Like, so many comedian pals came in, but with like actual actors. Yep. And some of those actors really went for it.
Yeah, but they didn't book it then.
Oh yeah, Jameson, this was a one, Jameson's asking which commercial it was. And the one was, it was like a serious like PSA, like don't slip or you're going to get hurt or something. Jenny says, I had to help Isaac, who is a friend of ours.
If Isaac is Snake King, I'm going to murder him.
It's true. I was off camera on Zoom, literally just reading lines, and I was so nervous I was going to screw it up for him. I think I'd be terrible in an audition. No, you'd be great. They are like, some of them are pretty fun.
Yeah.
And so I remember in LA, the one I walked out on, or refused. I didn't like storm out. I just was like, I'm not doing that. Is they wanted me to dance for a mattress company.
I've heard of this happening more than once down here.
That's a big thing in LA.
That we know, where it's
they make you dance.
And in all open honesty, it's always been like a role for a woman, and you're like, well, they asked you to do what, and why does that? How does that pertain to the script, or what's going on?
It doesn't at all.
Great, that's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty wild stuff where you're just like, because it shows personality, I think. So you have to be like,
yes, yeah. Do it in the bikini. You put this bikini on, do it.
I will say never. I have never.
I saw it happen once when I was in Toronto. Different scenario altogether, but they made you wear. I should don't. This is very specific, so everyone will know what I'm talking about. But for a Kit Kat commercial, they had you put on a ski mask, and then you had to eat it through the ski mask, like because you were a dummy in a car or whatever. I don't know if I'm being too specific, and everyone will be like, "I'll get in trouble for something." But I saw one guy go in, and they were like, "So that ski mask, everybody's wearing the same ski mask?"
Yeah,
and
no.
and he's like, "Oh, they also told you didn't have to know lines because it was a lot of lines." So he walked into the room, closed the door. And then I guess once you were in the room, they're like, no, you have to know the lines. He literally walked out and was like, I'm not doing this. They're like, you could take a second to learn the lines. He goes, I'm not doing this. And he walked out. I was like,
That's incredible. I love that.
never saw that guy again. No idea who he is. And like, it's a small community. So like normally you would like know them even tangentially or something. But like, I was like, oh, that guy just was probably like doing something else, came in and goes, this is what commercial auditions are? You guys are fucked. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are pretty wild, I have to say. Yeah. I was just going to say something, but then someone popped up in my front yard, and it was really quite terrifying for a second.
We got to get going anyways. We're coming to the end.
Oh, yes. We were really getting into to the auditions of it all. Yeah, I was going to say something. It'll come to me. I'll bring it up on Friday. Sure. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us. Jan says, I think we as actors should be doing that more, walking out. Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is that the next person that walks in will do it, and they'll be like, you're fine. Check mark.
And that is the problem, right? But I think it's okay to set a boundary. I mean, I'll never forget booking one of my first TV gigs, and I was supposed to be in a bikini. Okay. Now... You know the story. I think I've said this story.
Probably, but let's relive.
So I was like excited, but I remember booking the gig and I was dipping sausage in potatoes when my agent was like, "You booked it," and I was like, "What?" Like, because it was one of those auditions where you're like, I'm not getting this. I just have to go.
Like a 1990s beer commercial where guys are probably spraying a girl with beer in a bikini. Like, that's the vibe, right?
I was supposed to play like a hoser kind of Canadian, Kel No Surprise. But then he has a fantasy of him like shooting this huge gun and me being like, yeah. And I'm like in a bikini. Okay. Yeah. So even though I was like, a little cute little biscuit, I never really perceived myself that way. Really the same energy.
This was 10 years ago.
Over 10, yeah. And like literally the same energy. So they're like, you booked it and I was like, I have to wear this bikini? Like what? Like never in my life have I worn a bikini, okay? And this was like back in the mid-rise. It wasn't high. We're going to give you a little high-waisted bottom, honey. It was like you're wearing a low-rise bikini
This
thing.
is before anyone in Ossington existed, yeah.
So... I had to fly there. Didn't even have a passport. Used my driver's license. Okay, this is how worldly I was. Flew with the driver's license, and I was like, oh, I guess for a week I'll diet. Show up.
Pre-Peloton, yeah.
Oh, Peloton was but a twinkle in my eye at that point, and I go to the first day of wardrobe fitting. They put me in. Okay, you know how pale I am. Put me in a stark white. Little bikini.
So there's a quick second when you catch Stacey out of the corner of your eye when you think she's naked.
Exactly.
But doesn't own nipples. It's just like, what the?
No nipples.
Oh, it's a white bikini. Okay.
Is that a really tall canvas? But you know what was on the bikini? Little where the nipples were supposed to be was Canadian flags. And I was like, what are my brother's girlfriend's bathing suits here? Did these come from a Labatt case? Put that on and they were like, no. And then we found like a red one or whatever. And I was just like, this is a fake it till you make it. This is a ukulele. Yep. Like I have to pretend. I just have to go into like the dark, like a what is it? A fugue state. Like just, I am not here. And so for the last day of shooting, I had to do the bikini shot. The last day. You know this story. So the day arrives. I have been on the elliptical for 5 days now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably still sneaking subs at night.
That is absolutely true. And so the final day comes to shoot and they go, the wardrobe woman grabs my arm and goes, this has nothing to do with you or your body. Nothing to do with you or your body or how you look. but there's been a wardrobe change. And I go, okay.
This has nothing to do with that area right there or right there.
Or
None of that.
it has nothing to do with this area. It has nothing to do with this area. So they go, it's nothing to do with your body, which, give me a break. I go into the trailer to see my costume. It is a thick ass Old Navy long tank top and jeans and jean shorts.
Yeah, not even a full body bathing suit. They're just literally like, let's put her in a snowsuit.
Let's put her in a snowsuit. Let's cover her up. And it was, I'm sure, because the male creators, like, you know, I just wasn't like a hot little model.
Sure, they were picturing like Jenny McCarthy, circa 91, like
Of course, a babe,
whatever.
a total smoke show. And it's brutal. It wasn't a shadow. It wasn't a camel toe. They weren't like, your vagina has eaten the bottom of your bathing suit, and we legally can't put that on TV. It was just like, but you know what's so funny to think about is that they had to justify this man's fantasy was like shooting a gun and holding on to a young girl dressed to do some soft, gentle farm work.
Unbelievable. It
Yeah.
really adds actually to the male character. His fantasies aren't like about girls in bathing suits. This is crazy, Greg. This is crazy. It's not about a girl in a bathing suit. No, it's like she's confident. She wears a turtleneck.
Stacey,
Like a ski bunny. Oh yeah, like a ski bunny. This
let's
changes
actually
everything up.
let's put a ski mask on her, have her eat a Kit Kat in a full parka. I think I have to pull up that photo. I have that photo somewhere of me like,
Well, that show exists. Like, I want to see that scene.
oh my God, I watched that episode.
I don't think I have.
I was bad because they wanted me to be like, how's she going? Like, what's up? Like, I don't naturally talk. Well,
Let's find your yourself.
I will tell you, my acting in that episode is me just wanting to go home. You can just see it on my face. And I'm like, it's bad. It's bad acting.
Yeah, I'm gonna find this episode.
I'll find this episode. But well, I have to find the photo because my hair was also done up like I was Marilyn Monroe. So I'm like Marilyn Monroe curls and like a full like, oh, I've got to help my friend move outfit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sexy.
Very, very sexy. Why was I single? Jan says 90% of being an actor is crying after. And I will tell you, after I shot that scene, the next day I got to go home. But that night I had fish and chips.
Yeah.
I ordered so much beer and I just sat in a hotel and ate fish and chips in a robe and like just like got a nice little buzz on.
Unbelievable.
Afterwards.
By
Yeah.
yourself.
But isn't that the best in a hotel?
Sometimes. I mean, goes back to the beginning. It's a perfect way to end it. It goes back to the beginning. You want to be alone in a hotel? I'm like knocking on people's door, being like, "Hey guys, what's going on in this room?"
Yeah, I was like, I can't be perceived, nor can I perceive. So absolutely not. All right, pals, we adore you all so much. We're going to have to get Jason to give us some of his ideas now. Anyways, right? Some of your
My ideas for what?
No, your tales, sorry, your stories from.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, we'll get them.
Yeah.
All right, we adore you all so much. We'll be back on Friday for a little
yeah.
casual Friday, which
You know
will be
when
exciting.
Friday is? Right after Thursday. Fuck yeah, Thursday. It's right after Thursday.
Fucking Thursday, yeah, Thursday, fucking yeah, Thursday, baby. You're gonna take Thursday to a fucking new level, baby. We adore you all so much. Be safe, be well. And if you like this episode, give us a little thumbs up and a like. And if you haven't subscribed, get on it already. And we will see you all on Friday.
Bye.
Bye.